This conference will now be.
Sir, actually, we can't hear you. Are you taking or are you demonstrating anything?
Uh, Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we can
Actually,
now.
now I can hear you. Super.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, just a little bit. Disturbance. Okay. I have posted a question in chat. Yeah, can you all the people can you see it? The question.
Yeah, yes, I can see.
So just read the question. Uh, I just want to know your thinking. That's it. So there are four online shops. So each shop is facing different problem that affects their sales. Our aim is mm, to increase their sales. Yeah. Shop A has the website often crashes when many people try to buy things at once, so they lose sales. Shop B, uh, the website is slow when a lot of people is visit, so customer leave before buying, which hurts their profit. And Shop C, the payment system sometimes does not work, so customer can't finish their purchase, leading to lost sales. And Shop D, website sells items that are already sold out because it does not update fast enough, which upsets customers. So there are four scenarios, four shops. So um, which shop, as a performance engineer, can we help?
All the shops.
All the shops. Okay.
All the shops, yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Maybe not shop C. I mean, it's a maybe.
Yeah. So why did you think maybe?
There could be multiple reasons for payment systems failing. It could be a
Okay.
configuration, it could be a performance, it could be a straight deployment issue and things not
Yeah. Okay.
working.
That's right. Yeah. Anybody else? So I'm not sharing anything. So that's the reason you can't see anything. I just posted the question in chat. We are having a discussion. That's it. I think so that answers your question, Payal Bhattacharya. Okay, fine. Uh, so anybody else? So it's an open platform. Anybody can discuss or anybody can answer. So no judging and anything.
Like all the four shops are having a performance problem. That's why customers are facing different and they are upset.
Okay, there might be any reason. So let's discuss shop by shop. So okay, shopping. Is as that website often crashes when many people try to buy things at once, so they lose sales. So okay, so the issue is with how much load the website is taking. Is the issue with number of people or a website is not stable?
That can be a both problem. Like it can be a code
So
problem also, and it is also a problem of the load issue. Like if the load is more than 1,000 at a time, and website is not able to handle those things, then in that case, user may face the problem of slowness. Apart from that, the website can be crashed, and sometimes it can be a memory leakage also. Like that,
so
different type of problems can occur.
when they say the performance is low, and does they speak about the UI part or the server part?
Everything.
Server part.
Both the
No,
things.
no, server.
Both the things can be the part of those things. UI as well as the server.
So actually, there ends the thinking. So uh, it can be performance part can be UI part, but it can be the website is unstable. It's not because of the performance or issue. See, in the four shops, if you want to help, see, you can't help a person uh, who's near to death. You can help a person who can be saved. See, somebody, if you want to save somebody, always you'll see that, okay, what maximum chances a person can have and save it. So I'm saying that website crashes can happen for two reasons. It can happen because the website is unstable because of any of those code, UI code you have written. It might be unstable. The second thing is it might be unstable because you're having you're giving more load than expected on the website. So, but still, the load which takes is on the application part. Application is server, not the UI part. So the website which often crashes because of the instability. It does not
Sir,
happen because yeah.
uh, sir, one doubt. Sir, actually, so like in my suppose like if we are putting more data in server, right? Okay. That time, if you are going for to some particular tab and clicking right, that time that it's get freeze, that it get hanged. So that is also like that is part of UI, right? Or like what we'll say then? It's part of UI,
So
right, sir? Like
it
what we'll say
it
then?
can happen two ways because your system is not capable of using. Your system has low RAM or low memory or anything, or your port is having multiple usages. The protocol you're using might be having multiple uses, so the system might have the website have might have froze. It might be your end, it might be on their end. See, it's more about stability. See, a website which
Okay.
often crashes is more about stability. It's not about speed. Yeah.
Okay.
So just one doubt which I have is pertaining why I think it's a good use case for performance that when many people try to buy at once, then it crashes. So which translates to when less number of people try to do something, it works. So that's why I think it makes a good use case for performance.
See, you if you read the first line, see the main issue here is the website crashing, which is more about stability than speed. Yeah, it's not about speed, how much faster it's often crashes. See, often crashes when too many people. So there is no criteria that too many people has a similar effect that 10 or 20 or 30 or 40. So okay,
Sir, same thing, right? What about then? What about the? So you are saying website crashing. What about the apps or mobile site? If it is crashing, then
so mobile site. That's the reason I'm saying crash happens because of various reasons. But here, shop imagine. So you own a store that flirts with customers during a big sale. Okay, if too
okay,
many people try to enter at once, the store might become overcrowded, causing chaos or making it hard to serve to anyone. Yeah. So
okay,
when a lot of people try to shop on a website same time, like during a sale or busy, the website can't handle the traffic. So that's the case. So yeah, that's what I think you people are thinking. Yeah. As a
okay,
result, the site crashes, meaning it stops working completely.
okay.
So
So, sir,
step. So
as performance testing is concerned, right?
yeah.
So, are we going to do any coding also in this?
So in this, we'll do coding. I mean, you mean the course
No,
or
I mean to
just
ask generally in the how much coding part is involved in performance testing? How much could should be in coding, or if you are using the code, what type of code we are going to use?
so see it depends on there are many factors. So suppose we'll take step by step. Okay. So
Okay,
to find any bottlenecks, you are mainly using fake users. You're not using actual users. You're using fake users and trying to run it in lower environments and production, and these things happen and you find bottleneck. You say that this feature is taking too much time, or this front end is taking too much time to uh, load that figures or load that application or anything. So you'll find bottleneck. Then what happens? Okay, you have improved to a part. So when the first previously it used to take 10 seconds, now it's taking 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Yeah. So when it takes 2 seconds, from 2 seconds to if you want to come to 1 second, so what from 10 to 2, when it comes from 10 to 2, you'll say that okay, first we'll say that okay, the servers can't take the load. We'll improve this. We'll take the servers. We'll improve the servers, or we'll get better servers, and we'll improve number of servers. That was done. So now the issue is not servers. We have excess of servers. Still, our from 10 we came to 5 seconds itself. The response time. So from 5 to 1, how you are going to get? You are going to run the performance testing again. So you are going to see the same issues, but you are not going to see exact issues. Yeah, in the code. So then what you're going to do, the second part comes when you want to have a better quality of a product. Then from performance testing, first part, then the coding will be involved where you're going to test the code. You're going to perform test the code. So how you're going to perform test the code? So any idea how you're going to perform test a code?
Using JMeter.
No, not exactly. JMeter is like UI API. You are going to have a fake uh, consumers and everything. Not that. So,
no, the question is how you are generating report. You are asking.
no, how you're going to test the code. So, you're going to test the application by using JMeter or Gatling or LoadRunner or many other applications, NeoLoad or whatever it may be. But how you're going to test the code, perform test the code.
Virtual users.
Either by manual. First of all, we will test the code by using the manual testing for the automation and making that sure that the code what has been fixed or improved, it is working fine or not. Then we can move ahead and do other things.
So
with the profiler.
we can take the APIs also. What are the what are the modules we are checking? That APIs we can take, and we can put the load on the APIs and test.
Yeah,
No, we can
that's what
test.
you do in JMeter.
We can test. We can test this by the authentication key or something token was generated at the time of login.
No, that's what you use Blaze Meter. Blaze Meter, you are going to use UI, then you're going to test the code. Yeah, Priya.
If you're
Actually, we can test
asking
it.
directly, if you're asking directly to test the code, then I think profiler would be the best option.
Hello,
Yeah.
is this
Hello.
meeting?
I think this is Prakash actually. We can test the code using, we have the tool like Sonar Cube and any other tools which can we can directly fetch the performance and security related issues. The test
Yeah,
is
that's what.
conducted in Sonar Cube.
Yeah, whenever you are using SonarQube, you're checking the quality of code. You're not checking
Right.
actually the performance of code.
Okay. While testing the code means the developers is doing unit test, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's what where it is. So you're going to perform test by using unit testing. So
Yes, right.
there are many libraries. So any code, if you go, you might go into Java, C Sharp, and everything. So between each and every code. So how code performs. So when the code you write normally it translates into a functional feature. But each and every feature does not mean that only one action is performed. So there might be 100 different actions. Like if somebody says you are clicking a button saying pay, so you're just is there only one action that only when you're clicking a button, only one action that's called pay is going to happen. You're going to click pay, so it's going to take all your card details and everything. It's going to verify. There are 1,000 different actions now happening. So it will go and touch the bank servers and come back and say that okay, he has the necessary amount in his bank, so you can process the request. Everything happens, but at a click of button. So how are you going to improve these performance? So how you're going to improve is, so take first part of code. First part of a code, you'll just have debugging. So from this point to this point, how much time it's taking. So from just when you're clicking pay, so taking your details, searching details in bank, how much time it is taking. So you are going to enhance the code. You're going to say that okay, this total process is taking 2 seconds, but in which 1.5 second is taking for only checking the details. Can we enhance? Can we use loops or anything or better code quality so that from 1.5 seconds will bring back to 1 second? So there we are going to use code. That's entirely different thing. But here in JMeter, as JMeter goes, you can use any. We'll use Groovy for few samplers. We'll use Java. We'll use JavaScript, but it comes later part. And if you want to enhance it, if you want to give it a better application, so you're going to later part, I'll say that how you're going to integrate this with any type of framework. It might be any framework or any unit testing framework. How you're going to integrate this JMeter to unit test framework, I'll just tell at later part. Any doubts? I think so to answer it.
So I've got one question.
Yeah.
Does the performance testing involve lots of coding, like automation coding, Selenium, or in Playwright?
No, no, it does not. So it's just knowledge I'm sharing. Performance testing does not involve any coding. It's just logical thinking. It's just
Okay.
purely logical thinking. You're just going to set up an environment. No coding involved, nothing. So it's just suppose we'll come back to the question, and I'll say as a part of a question. So let's not discuss something more than that. So most of your people said A, we can try, B, we can try, C and D. Okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
So anything we can improve, but see, why I gave these four options is everything is so similar than other.
Okay.
So, but if you take B is only one case that, yeah, B is only one case that the website slow when lot of people visit. So customers leave before buying, which hurts their profit. It has straight queue that when lot of people visit, uh, it affects the site. So this is the clear cut case of saying that, okay, if you enhance it with performance, you'll have better by finding the bottleneck. You can improve the shop B website, shop A. So even if you perform test, if the bottleneck is at stability of website, that's not something you are going to find with performance testing. You are going to find with some other functional testing or UI testing or visual testing. So see payment, it does not depend on number of customers or anything. It might be an issue with the uh, payment gateway or anything. And website sells, that's something with how the system works.
So
Yeah.
after this, this course, right? What you are teaching us. So once doing this, in real time project, can we handle like can we take a real time project in the companies or like what is that like or we have to
So
learn advanced thing then only we can
no,
approach
no,
to
no,
do the real.
no, nothing like that. I think so. Most of you saw these projects. So there will be six projects. Okay. So how we are going to categorize the six projects is at the start, there will be a problem. So each and every session will start with 1 week session will start with a project. So we'll, no, I'm not sharing any screen. If you want, I'll share the screen. People are keep.
Yeah, I think it's better because it's
If
dark.
yes, yes, if
I
you
thought
share means
because there
we
was
can
an
get
issue.
more clarity actually.
Yeah,
Sorry, Priya,
I
sorry
thought
for the interruption.
Okay,
no,
okay,
okay.
fine, fine.
I thought there was an
Uh,
issue with my screen.
okay, okay. To
Yeah,
handle or see something dark and everything. Okay, fine. So, okay. Now can you see?
yeah, now it's better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yes, yes.
okay. So I think so most of you people saw this and see, main thing about this is I want to speak with you people first of all. So how I want to explain how it's going to be. So each and every time, so we are going to try to solve a problem. We're not going to try to learn JMeter definition everything. I'm not going to say this is the definition, this is this, and then start at the end. We'll do one project. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do simple thing. We are going to approach a problem. We are going to take a website. On that, we are going to perform the performance testing. Any real-time website. So how we are going to take, okay, if somebody says do performance testing on Amazon, how we are going to retrieve the APIs, or if there are any public APIs, how we are going to take those APIs and do performance testing. So we are going to set a problem. We are going to say that it can't handle 1,000 people. We can say that it can handle only 500 people. So we'll say that, okay, we'll test for 1,000 people. From 500 to 1,000, how we need to improve. So what are the bottlenecks? We are going to analyze those reports. We are going to say that, okay, this report speaks us to in this way and says that this is the bottleneck. So if there is one error, uh, okay, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes. So one thing is, are there
Okay,
any prerequisites to do this course? Because you said like
are
you're not. Are there any prerequisites to do this course, sir?
nothing, zero. So
Okay.
see, simple thing. I'm not going to prepare anything. I'm not going to say. I'm only going to do one thing for you people. That I'll be as empty as you. I mean, so if you are coming with no knowledge, I'll be coming with zero. My approach will be of zero knowledge. I'll say that okay. So so one question. So if somebody says that I want to learn JMeter, so what is the first topic? It will be how to download JMeter. Yeah, I'm not going to say okay, do this, do that. I'm going to go into the website. I'm going to download it. I'm going to check each and everything, just like you people do. I'll do everything. Okay. I'll do everything which is required for the project. I'm not going to do anything differently. If somebody has, okay, if I don't understand, if you don't understand, I'll say that, okay, this is something we don't understand. How we are going to approach it means we are going to approach in simple way. If somebody says that I am unable to understand what threats are, so we are going to dig deep and make them understand what threats are. So at the end of first week, I want you to handle a small range of project in a company. Okay. Then
Yes.
at the end of fifth, I want you to be able to make at least a mini set from scratch. So each and every person to make any mini project from scratch. So if it's going to be mega project, something which we have to be enhance ourselves. So because that's something we have to learn on the way. So but at the end of fifth or sixth project, you can directly go into any company which can handle performance testing. You can easily say that you can even prepare your own reports. You're not even going to back up and say that, okay, we are not going to prepare any reports or anything. We are going to report, you're going to present it. You'll be able to present it and saying that, okay, this is what the problem with the system and everything. You're going to use the jargon of what performance testing and everything. It's not how is a different thing. So suppose first problem will be like it will be on let's take APIs. So direct approach will have API. We will test API with different terms of load, and we'll see that, okay, where the performance is increasing, where the performance has to increase, where the performance is stable, when the what you call response time has decreased or increased. These kind of things we are going to manage and say that, okay, at the end of, see, each and every project does not end with you doing project or anything. Each and every project ends with you submitting me a report. You have to submit a report in a proper way, that, okay, not just by giving me all these graphs I have done. No, you have to give me each and every point out, each and everything. Like if you see this response time graph, can you see it? It's in millisecond and is something, yeah. So there is an increase and decrease and increase and decrease, but these are low over the time. These response are stable and down over the time. This particular thing is increasing. That means response time is still at high. It should come down. Why it did not come down? Because there is a problem with it. The server is taking too much time, which you are going to take from some other listener or some other graph, yeah, which is
I've got one
entirely
question.
different. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got one question. In that
yeah.
case, like you mentioned, if it is high, then how do we analyze that situation? How do we find the root cause of that increase in response time?
So increase in response time, why it happens is in your data. It will be in your data. So it might be anything. Suppose have any of you know about Black Friday sale or Amazon sale? I
Yes,
think so.
yes,
Most of, yeah. So
yeah.
9:59. So if you think at 10 a.m. There is an Amazon sale where you know that there will be spike in the customers. Or don't let's not take Amazon sale itself. Let's take it some hero like Shah Rukh Khan,
Mm,
anyone. New movie is releasing and his tickets are going on sale at 10 a.m. So at
mm,
9:59, the book my show does not show any spike. At 10, it shows a spike. Yeah.
yeah,
So
got it.
we know, yeah, there is a required number of customers and everything. So at 10 to 11, there will be something called, okay, 10 to 11, there will be a huge spike of customers, which will be stable throughout the time. You're going to do a study load test and say that, okay, the servers are working for so and so time at 11 o'clock, but then the response time has increased because the servers are hanging. That means the root cause might be different. See, sometimes even the root cause is one of the performance tests when have done for one of the server. You know what is the root cause? The funniest thing is cooling fan. The cooling fan is not working. So after 1 hour, because of the excessive heat on server, the cooling fan has stopped working. So because the server is taking load for 1 hour, then the cooling system did not kick in. So the server started hanging. So the response time has increased. So there might be a root cause, but you have to exactly point out to the server where the problem is. The problem is with particular server. It might be any server. Okay. But any root cause of problem will be in data. That's how I want to make you learn and show exactly what the problem is. Okay.
Sir, one doubt is there as a performance testers, right? So
Yeah.
if a performance tester is there, so if an application is given to him, so like what is the thing in requirement gathering he will be first collecting, like to
Okay.
perform the testing in performance testing when we do like manual
So
testing we will have like we know that, but like
mm,
when come to the performance testing, right? So what are the things knowledge he should take on the website, and then only he can do that this type of performance testing I can do, right? So what is that thing, sir?
so application layer, database layer, and every layer.
Yeah, that TCP IP protocol you are saying, right?
TCP IP protocol and everything. So
Yeah,
right now, only thing we are going to take is data analytics. So there will be analytics, which Dynatrace or Splunk, where they will real time load the performance of a server or performance of an application over a time. We're only going to
okay,
take that, yeah,
okay, okay,
because we want to replicate that. So it says that okay, over a time at 10 a.m. There are 20,000 users. At 11 a.m. there are 25,000 users. Yeah, that was the
Sorry for the interruption.
uh, yeah. I'm just
What he is asking is, as a
I know
manual
I know
tester, I know.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
I'm continuing the question. I'm coming there. Yeah, I know requirement gatherings and everything. I'm just saying that I'll come there. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to come there. So just I want to say, first thing you're going to take is Google Analytics. Next, any application, if it's an API based, that means microsystem or monolithic system. If it is a monolithic system, you're going to go via UI. So the main thing is URL, yeah, and the load, then database, and how the queries. Yeah, these are the four things you are going to take. Remaining everything depends on application to application. So if you are going to hard code the consumers, you're going to take the data of consumers. If you're not going to hard code the consumers, you're going to keep a JDBC connection and directly get the data from the database.
okay. Like a little bit I got it, like database I got it and few things I got it, but not in depth. Okay, little bit I got it what you're
Mm.
saying.
Yeah. So I'm saying that you're not going to functionally test it. See, when you're going to do a manual testing, you're going to functionally test it. So you need a lot of data. Yeah, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
But
I have
here
one
you're not
quick
going to.
question.
Uh,
If I am doing any breakpoint testing, okay, the response times are increasing. So at some point, completely the servers are not responding. So
mm,
how we need to identify exact the hotspots? I
RCA.
mean, are you
You mean RCA? Root cause analysis, exactly spot where you are going to. No,
no, so currently right? So all applications are in the cloud, correct?
yeah,
So
okay.
exactly which API is taking, how we can break down those things? Exactly some specific API.
So when you're going to write
Yeah.
a test plan for, so works on JMeter works on a test plan. So when you're going to write test plans, so
Mhm,
you're going to write test plan in such a way that each and API is a separate thread. So there will be different sort of performance testing. So one will be load, stress, spike, and everything. There will be one more called concurrent testing. Concurrent user testing means same feature you're going to hit again and again and again. So uh,
mhm,
a, a suppose Amazon, if you take purchase or search, if you take
mhm,
search, so 10,000 users will be keep on doing the search itself. 5,000 users will be keep on doing clicking on some application or other thing, some URLs. uh,
mhm,
10,000 users will be clicking on the images. So all these things will parallelly happen. So you're going to compare each thread because all these actions are performed on same server. Na? All the inputs should come from same server. So when it comes from same server, why one feature is taking too much of time, why one feature is taking less of a time, you're going to compare and say that okay, this feature is taking too long of time, that's the reason we are having a problem with performance. That's how you're going to
Correct.
generally compare.
UI side, it's fine. Okay, maybe log is taking time, or maybe some payment is taking time. We can see by using the report, JMeter report or LoadRunner report. But in the
Yeah,
back end, right? Back end, see, once the from UI side, one API is triggered, again some middlewares
yeah.
or some other APIs will trigger into the backend systems, and then it will
Yeah,
process and will come to the UI, right? So which
yeah.
API it is taking high response time, we are not sure, right? Until and unless we have the
No, no,
AppDynamics,
no. We are
Dynatrace.
sure because of
Yeah.
that. Because all
Mm,
the samplers you are going to test, if there is an API, all those
mhm,
samplers will be, all the threads will be based on API requests. So if you're going to
mhm.
test servers, the thread is API. Each and every thread is an API. So if
Uh,
you are going to, yeah, you're going to get the results of API itself. You're not going to get the
mm,
results of UI. So when you test from UI perspective, what happened now? It's a chain.
mhm,
In UI, it's a
mhm,
chain. Once you log in, it will take the bearer token. With bearer token, it will perform different actions. So each and every action is a chain. Unless you
mhm.
search for something like iPhone, you there won't be search results. You can't go and click on the link. Yeah, it happens in a chain. So that's the reason in an UI you have to follow a chain. But in API, it's not that. Now API is like for search, there will be separate API for clicking on the links. How you going to click on the links if it's already not loaded in the database? So how those performance happens? So whenever you search something, there will be a search API which has a results. So you are going to separate the search APIs and clicking APIs differently and create a thread for that, create a thread for this. Micro level, you're going to do it, APIs.
There is any response time, high response time in the breakdown. So, will you be going to cover all those layers, how to break
Yeah,
down and where exactly? Yeah,
yeah.
by using any tools, sir?
Exactly.
I mean, any tools,
No,
monitoring
same
tools?
tool. So so
Okay.
that's the second end of it. So once you
Uh,
understand this thing, next we are
uh,
going to attach the same thing with the Dynatrace
Dynatrace.
or
Okay.
Splunk. So that's the second part of it. So we are going to enhance. Then there will be monitoring. So you don't have to go. So we are going to create a CI/CD pipeline. How we are going to monitor? That's the second part of, third part of it.
Okay.
Without our own influence, periodically how to run the
No,
performance testing. That's the third.
mm,
Yeah,
see, my question is, if suppose there is a one transaction, right? So if any customer, like it's any single user login and do a single simple transaction, or you can say iteration like a login, search, add and add to cart and checkout, right? So my
yeah,
question is, if there is any kind of we need to check a bottleneck, right? So
yeah.
as you said, we will cover in the second part. That is a good with the
Hmm.
help of Dynatrace or Splunk. So Splunk is
Yeah,
Splunk is the last portion of the thing where we will check the
yeah,
server logs or something, right? So
yeah.
how we will know how and which tool we will know or to check the which class, which object is taking a too much time, where we will clearly identify there is a bottleneck, and we will tell to developer this is the class, this is the
No,
object
no,
which is taking a time.
No, why I have
no,
one
no,
question, sir. Sir, I want
no, no. One
everyone is
second, one second.
asking.
I'll just come back. Yeah, just one second. I'll come back to you. Just give me a few minutes. So that's not something we are going to do. That's not entire to the part RCA. You are not going to go to class or object say that okay, this is taking this much time. You're going to say whole and soul. You are going to say that this is the problem. So beyond that is
Sir,
something the developers and all other teams are going to do. There is a stop for performance testing. If it can do any everything and everything to the point, it is something beyond you can't because it's not attached to code, it attached to application. So how application performs, it's about speed and performance. It's not about each and
No,
everything.
if no, no. my question is, what I'm saying, if we will use a Dynatrace, then memory or something we can just check memory thread or everything, and we will check a Catalina.bat where we will define
No, no, no.
a
We are
heap
not going to check.
size, everything.
So you're
But
you're
how we
getting
will
an
check a bottleneck? How we will check a bottleneck
you're
in
not
the
going to
application?
check bottle. See, with performance itself, you're going to check the bottleneck. So why we use Dynatrace and everything just to have a triggers. So so the system. So every time you're not going to use 1,000 servers at a time. So right now we are in cloud age. Where you're not going to use 1,000 servers. You're going to okay. Since the users are 10,000, we need only 100 servers. If the users are coming from 10,000 to 1 lakh, then we are going to have a need of more servers. Then you're going to book the servers and use them. So how you're going to get it? How you're going to get the information like that? When it hits 10,000, that's a trigger warning for, or 8,000, that's a trigger warning for us that at this time it's hitting 8,000. Generally it should be 2,000 or 3,000. We might need extra servers. Then we'll go and attach the servers to the link and be ready. There will be a threshold limit, spike limits. To check, to have those spike limits per server, we are going to do performance testing. So where we are going to get the thresholds and everything. The second part of it is, if you're going to test it in a certain way that where the bottlenecks are formed, you're going to say that this particular feature or function has bottleneck, or this particular API has a bottleneck. You can't go inside the code and say that, okay, with one tool, you are not going to go and say that this object is causing the problem or this loop is causing problem,
No,
which
so
has an
my
infinite
no,
loop.
so
Yeah.
so my question is how we will check the bottleneck in the application? How we will check?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going to when you're going to perform with each thread and everything, uses how it's going to react the active threads over that time or the response time, how it is, we are going to check via that. We are not going to check and going and seeing into the code. I think so you're not satisfied with the answer, but hello.
You are right, but my question is, suppose if we receive the SLA, right, and SLA gives us clearly tell us search portion will take only a 3 millisecond, right, and at the time of
Yeah, then
execution, at the
that's
time of
where validation.
see,
That's where
if
validation comes. Yeah,
no, no, no. So my question is, if SLA gives us the from the client and client has said you will search functionality will take like a 3 second, and at the time of execution, our application for the like it's 100 or 150 users, not I'm not going to much more than, and it is throwing us the response time as a like a, it's a 20 or 50 second, right? So how we will identify all these things, and we will rectify the code or something, or and tell us the things to where is the bottleneck.
one
This
second.
is my question.
One second. Yeah, yeah. So when you say SLA, service level agreement, how you're going to write those SLAs without the performance testing? How you're going to say that, okay, this is an SLA? SLS was written after doing the performance testing. The service level agreement is saying that, okay, we have already performed this. That's how you're going to write it. So enhancing more than that, this is what we are capable of. Enhancing more than
No,
that,
but
need further
no,
finding the
but
bottleneck.
SLA we will not write a SLA, because SLA we are received from the every time we receive from the client.
Every time you're not receiving. So once again, the product is ours. It's not from client. The product is ours. You have to give the SLA. The feature is ours. The URL is ours. The application is ours. You are going to give the SLAs. Not you're not going getting from the client. So you are thinking in a different perspective. So if client is saying to do performance testing, then you are going to if they are giving an SLA, that's a different thing where you're going to perform performance testing, saying that, okay, this validates the service level agreement or not. That's entirely different thing you're talking about. Here we're not doing that at first instance itself. We are going to see, we are going to make the service level agreement, then see that, okay, we can validate further. So first you have to create the service level agreement first.
So in this case, at the time of execution, like
Okay,
100 user, and if we are
Sir,
getting a
sorry
response
for the
like a,
interruption.
so this
you're taking too
As a
much
part of
time.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
sir.
because the part of the system we are expecting the demo actually. The brainstorming sections will be conducted later, or we will be handled
yeah,
in a
sure, sure,
separate
sure.
mode because everyone's time is precious, you know. It's around 10
Yeah, yeah.
o'clock, guys.
Sir,
Please
actually,
understand the situation.
sir, actually, I'm new to it. I'm getting confused. Sir. Actually, I'm don't. Actually, I think everyone is very learned advanced concept. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Sorry, sorry. So that's the reason I thought, but okay, everyone was advanced in this. I thought, okay, let's have a question and everything. But
Sir,
okay,
actually, I don't know anything in this, sir. Actually,
no,
so
no,
sir,
no.
like,
It's just this thing. I think so. We sidetracked. I'm sorry for that. So it's not advanced or anything, advanced training or anything. It was a question which we got sidetracked with the answers and everything. So
okay. Sir,
uh,
now, sir, like
so
my thing is that, sir, how will we start the testing, sir, in performance testing? That itself, I don't know, sir. Like,
Yeah,
if
sorry.
like I went for an
yeah,
interview, sir, I went for an interview, Wipro, and there
mm,
actually I learned something from YouTube. For the first question he asked me is that, like, what is that when you see an application, what the
Abhi,
information you
sorry.
gather?
Can we have
yeah,
the demo continue? Question and answers can be taken at the end because everybody is going on their own personal
yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
and want
Sorry, sorry.
clarify at
So
there.
okay,
Agreed,
we will
agreed,
come from
agreed.
there itself. Yeah. So we'll come from there itself. The first question. So who is the person just asked the question? Wipro or Infosys? What was the question?
Question was that, sir, like when you see then when you start, how you will start the performance testing? Like, what is the thing you first gather to do the performance testing? So what is the thing you ask from client? What are the things you do?
Okay, one.
Then
Yeah,
you start.
we'll come
Yeah.
from there itself. So that's the first question. Okay. Uh, so first time when your client asks you the question that okay, uh, performance testing, you want to do performance. The first question you are going to ask is objective, business goals. Why we are why we are doing this performance testing? You're going to ask him an objective, business goals. What is a business goal? You're going to see. Sometimes what happens is, suppose there is a one earlier they used to use some technology. From that technology our website is shifting to this technology. But how can we say that okay, uh, earlier we used to get better response, now whether we are getting same response or not by using this technology we are getting same or not? So that's the reason we are going to do this. Your thing is check both systems, compare both results, whether the performance is increased or not. That's something you're going to do. That might be a business goal, one of the business goal. That might not be only business goal, that be one of the business goal. That's the first thing you're going to ask, because every performance testing has an objective. Yeah. And second thing you're going to ask is, am I clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second thing you are going to ask is target audience. Who is the target audience? Common people or business or any person, like any profiles. It might be suppose if it is an internal system, it's going to be admin. If it is some regular user, it's going to be customers. So and then the third thing you are going to ask is KPIs. If you know, key performance indicators, like what is what you want from this, something like response time, error rate, how much errors we are getting with this, or anything else. These are the three things. This clearly gives you objective definition. Okay. Next, that was the first part. This is something you are going to get from the business. Okay. Second thing is system understanding. So whenever you use any application like Google or anything. So what it normally gives is there will be an about. It shows that okay, uh, it is this version, so and so version, 32-bit or 62, 64-bit. To open it, your system should be capable of having at least this much RAM or this much. That is the system information. So under which system we want it wanted to be tested. Okay, that was the second thing. So here it might be anything. It might be APIs or languages. It might be Java, .NET, or anything, any tech stack, uh, uh, Linux or Windows or Apple, iOS, where you want to test it. This is something you're going to ask. Next, yeah. Next, workload.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, what will be the
Yeah,
workload?
is it
So it might be any users. Workload means here user scenarios like login. So if login is taking too much time or not, checkout process, payment process, each and everything, these are the scenarios. You're going to ask him which scenarios you want to test it. Next, what is the user distribution? So suppose when I say real-time analytics, what real-time analytics uses? Suppose if a website like Amazon, 100 people log into it, but they won't use any features. So we can't test a system in such a manner without real-time things to give real-time results without knowing that. So if 100 customer logins, we will say that okay, we'll test with 100 users login functionality. Then we'll test okay, 50 users in 150 users use this particular thing like searching or Amazon Pay or something. We are going to concentrate those 50 people on those users, and 30 people will go to payment process and everything. We are going to do that. So that's what user scenarios is. Next, infrastructure detail, where you're going to test it, where any type of environment, like in production you are going to test it, or else what sort of a database you're going to test it and everything. Am I clear until this?
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Thanks. I have two questions from my end. Please let me know that the JMeter, what type of protocols it will support, and what the maximum user load we can put on JMeter because it's open
uh,
source tool, right?
yeah. So first question, you're saying what type of protocol it supports?
Yes, correct.
It's too technical. I don't want to get into that, but I'll get into the second part of it. That is
Yes,
load.
please.
Yeah. So when you get into load, it can use any type, any number of load. So Java is mostly for concurrent users. So it can take. I myself tested around 10 million users concurrently, but it your system, single system can't take the load. You have to set up a system like 10 other system master slave configuration that will come later part. So it can take any number of load, I think so. Depends on whatever hardware you have.
Okay, so there is no limit for a particular value, user value, right?
Yeah, there is no clear cut limit, but
So
there is
is
a
there any
limit
rules,
for
sir?
usage. There is a limit for usage.
Sir, is there
I mean, how
any
you're
rule
going to
for
rule for?
putting this users at, like you told this many 10 million user you are putting, this many users you are putting, so is there any rule that for this website this is the website and this is the server and this is the thing and we have to put this many users, we this is the load, this is the user, this much user we can put
So it comes
uh,
from business. If business says that 10,000 people have used it, we are going to test to enhance it. We are going to test with 15,000 people, 50 to 70% more than that. It comes from business.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine sir.
So I think so. We are end of the session. So one thing I want to clearly say that from tomorrow, the sessions won't be this thing. It will be divided into 55 minutes of me teaching. So tomorrow it will be like I'll start with a project which we are going to do on one website. So we'll start with everything basic, how we are going to, as previously mentioned, how we are going to gather information from that particular website, even without interacting with business people. How just a website, from website, how you are going to retrieve the information, from that information, how we are going to create samples and test plan, and how we are going to set up the database and everything.
Do we have one more demo?
See, that's something you have to contact Isha people. They'll give you all the details. But tomorrow 9 o'clock, I'll be available. So I think so. You all people are in WhatsApp. So tomorrow it will be. I'll come up with the project. So we'll
Okay.
test from requirements to everything. We'll test it.
So you are, sir, you are working in IT?
Yeah.
And you have how many experience in this, sir? You are like performance testing?
More than 10.
Oh, cool. Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have a question here. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, Smita.
Yeah. So I am currently working on GraphQL protocol in
Okay.
JMeter.
Yeah.
So I did not get any kind of NFRs from the customer, but currently I'm in process of like creating a baseline and comparing it
Smita,
with benchmark.
I'll stop you this. I think so. My number is on WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me the question or anything. I'll answer your
Okay.
question. Yeah, if
All right.
it's
All
a
right.
technical question, you can answer me. You
Yeah.
can ask me question there. I'll answer you with the. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
No, this
Sure. No
course is for
problem.
beginners, or it will be helpful for everyone, sir.
From beginners to everything. So it's from completely if you don't know anything else about JMeter, from zero,
Mhm.
complete zero to no, I won't say any other. So it depends where we are going to reach. Depends on each and every individual. But I'll try that each and every last person of the class goes away with the same knowledge.
Mhm.
So that we'll do 6 projects, man. So only thing is we are going
Six
to do
months.
6 projects, which will
Mhm.
be 6 projects which I did over the course of 10 years,
Oh,
which made a few of the institutions which I worked a better institutions. How we are going to compare? That's the only thing we are going to do. We are
Sir,
in meanwhile while doing it, we are going to learn more detailedly about JMeter and more detailedly about how your system should be equipped to run those JMeter tests.
sir, are we dealing with the Azure or AWS?
No, cloud. We are not dealing much with cloud. We are based on the application we are going to select. Yeah, based
And
on
one
that
more,
it depends.
yeah, one more request is like we have a full combination of some beginners to advanced people, and the class might be distracted because today nothing was happened, and all the questions came up from all the experts because we really don't know what is the goal of this course or
Yeah.
something like that.
So
There's so
from
many questions.
tomorrow, all the mics will be off. At last 10 minutes itself, I'll on the mic. See, it's basically the tendency is excitement. So everyone want to improve, or there will be excitement of knowing much more in the first class. See, we all went through that. The first session might be mix of everything, but I'm sorry for that because I met you people for the first time. So I want to know you a little better, but it's sidetracked a little better. But tomorrow it won't be in that way. So any questions, any technical questions, if you want, I'll give you my number. You can call me anytime or you can ping me anytime. I'll answer your questions personally. But everything else, it's class. So each and every class will have assignments, and each and every assignment will be different. Okay. So
Sir,
each
after
and
this,
Sir,
every
what
day,
will be the duration of this
yeah,
course?
50 days. That's 10 weeks.
5 days
sir,
a week.
after this course, sir, after this course, right? Is there any other course I have to do for advanced
No, nothing.
in JMeter?
Zero. No.
Oh, because what I asked, because like last time I did when I asked like I think Isha something, they told that there are two courses. One is for beginners and then another is for advanced, and that is by like real time project they will be teaching something, they told like that.
Okay. So I don't know about remaining training, but Isha is a fine institution. So, but my course is designed in such a way that you are going to face the real time itself. In the real time itself, you're going to learn from scratch. So it's like when you join in a new company, so you are an intern, how you're going to learn, the process will be similar. It won't be any different.
Okay,
So how you're
okay.
going to learn from your senior in while doing this, that's how you're going to learn it. Nothing else.
Yes,
So are
sir.
we going
Yes,
to
sir.
cover
Can you
API testing
say,
and page-wise testing?
Yeah.
Are we going to cover
Are
API
we?
testing and page-wise testing?
Yeah, API testing and UI testing, page wise, everything we are going to cover. So these 6 projects are six different projects. I'm not going to use same project to teach a different thing. I'm going to use 6 different scenarios which you are going to face in the real time. So apart from the six, so there will be on the six you are going to perform different type of testing like stress, load, soak, ramp up, study load test, and concurrent test. You're going to perform everything, but you're going to perform in a systematic way. On the first instant, I'm not going to say that we are going to go to Jenkins or we are going to set up CI/CD pipeline. You're going to learn in a structured manner, but you're not going to learn in the first week itself. You're not going to be champions. I think so. We all went like in that phase that half an hour, 1 hour class will listen and will think that we know everything about certain application. We're not going to go in that way. We are going to learn. We are going to try. We are going to make also better, and at the end of the class you will be like, okay, I think so we are at a state we'll be so confident that we can directly crack an interview.
Yes, thank
Sir,
you.
what about the
Can you
Docker and the
explain
Kubernetes
parallelly?
integration?
Yeah, I didn't get you.
Sorry. What about the
Yeah,
Docker and the
Uh,
Kubernetes integration, sir? It is mentioned in the course syllabus actually.
yeah,
It
yeah,
will be
even
covered.
that's there, but it will be covered, but it covered in a systematic way. You can't expect the first project itself to cover Kubernetes or Docker containers. Yeah, you have to learn the JMeter application,
No,
then
no, no.
will enhance it to,
I am not
yeah.
expecting not in that
uh,
way actually, but at the end of the course, it should be
at the end
covered.
of
That
the
is my
course
understanding. Am I
that
right?
will be covered. Yeah, whatever I mentioned in
Also, the
the,
influx DB. Yeah, yes. Also, the influx DB as well as the Grafana is also mentioned.
yeah, I mentioned it, so I'll deal with it, but it will be
Okay.
dealt in a way when it was appropriate, not in the first because there are no
Yeah,
voices
yeah, sure, sure.
so who are pretty much new. So first we are going to learn and we are going to unlearn something. There might be people who are experienced with JMeter and everything, but when you are systematically increase these things with like uh, 10, you might be doing with 10,000 or 20,000. You might not have done with lakhs and lakhs where you are going to face the problems. You did not see the real time problems where you have to deal it real time. So we are going to deal it real time, that okay, these are the problems you are going to face. So you'll have a checklist at the end of each project. You will have a checklist, so you will be prepared, better prepared. If you go to do any performance testing, you'll have checklist. Okay, this has to be covered. Did I see this? Did I see this? Did I see this? Technically this is good or this is bad, or everything. You're going to have a checklist. So next time if somebody asks, okay, you have to perform performance testing, what you're going to have, you are going to give them checklist. Send me everything in this list. I'm fine, I can do any sort of performance testing. That's something we are going to get there.
Do we
yeah,
have
hello,
any
sir.
fast track training? I mean, which we can complete in 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
No, it will go in systematic itself. There's nothing like fast
Yeah,
track and everything.
can we expect parallelly running nodes?
Yes. So at the end of every session itself, you'll get notes and you'll get your assignments.
Yeah, thank you.
So any questions?
Can you share the
Sir, which
course
scripting
content?
language?
Yeah.
The scripting language we will be using,
So
or we will be
scripting
learning.
language you'll use. See, over the time you'll use a different thing, but I'll have one session with Groovy. So which is only for a few things. We'll have a Groovy session. In the Groovy session, you'll have what is needed for JMeter, not complete Groovy knowledge. What
Yes, sir.
is
Yeah,
required for JMeter, we're going to have a session.
sure, sir.
Sure. Am I clear? I hope to see you, all of you people. Yeah, tomorrow. So every other detail will
Can
be
you share the course content, sir?
here. I think so. It's I'll share in the WhatsApp. Yeah, course content. I think so. All of you people are on WhatsApp in the group.
Okay.
Uh, Yeah. Any other questions? Murli and Srinivas, I think so. I did not see your hand. So, any questions from you people?
Yeah, we are good.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Every other detail will be shared by Isha. You can contact Isha people for any further details.
Yeah. And one more thing, we request one more demo on class because we had only questions for that. So it's better to have
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
for sure.
Please provide it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a great day then. Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.